All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful day, and I have the great honor and opportunity of sitting down with my brother. We'll start with good English because we went to good secondary schools. We both went to the same secondary school, and we had good English teachers. Shout out to Miss Okoye.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how old you are, but there was a time this gentleman with me belonged to a group that controlled the airwaves in Nigeria. They had one song. I don't know if you can give us some of the intro of Olufumi.
You want me to sing?
Yeah, so that people can know who I have here.
Okay. You're gonna sing a short part of it.
You're part of it.
When I said to you that I never wanna love another one, girl, it was true. So true, I meant to marry you. And when I did, I be the one to take care of you. For you. Should I continue?
Continue.
Now you say you wanna leave me, girl. When around you I have built my world. Whatever you heard about me, baby, is definitely crazy. Please give me one chance to show. Olufumi o, makbani leko.
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house with me today, a member of the trio, Style Plus. And this with me is Tunde Akinsomi. I don't know if I got that correct.
Oh yes, it
Your
did.
brother Deji was in my set in secondary school.
Yeah, they used to call him Akindi.
Akindi! Oh, yeah! Shout out to Akindi. So, this is a musical journey, a bit of a controversial one, because we're going to start with how did you go from grass to grace as a group and then back to the grass? We're going to talk about it. First of all, tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, I am the third out of five children. Yeah, and I remember in staff school in Ibadan back then, in primary four, there was this Mr. Sapong who used to be the music teacher, and that day, my parents didn't pick me from school in time, so I just strolled around the assembly hall, and they were having a choir practice there, so I joined them, and I just lent my voice, I was just blending in, and Mr. Sapong stopped the piano and said, "Who's that?" And he singled me out. I said, "Who am I?" I just gave him the excuse that my parents hadn't come to pick me up, and I said, "Your voice really sounds great. Consider a career in music." And then I didn't take it serious. I just thought, "What's this man talking about?" But then onwards, I was fully involved in choirs. Any church we went to, I joined the choir. I was never given any solo, but of course, I was learning. Yeah. Fast forward to ISI. We shared a fence with Dodge Adeyefa back then, but it's not Adeyolua. It was in your set. So, and they had an upright piano in their house, and we were very close. That was Deji's friend. So he taught Deji how to play the piano, and anything Deji did, I always wanted to do. So I learned from him as well. I think that was about 95. Then fast forward to university.
How long did it take you to learn the piano?
Well, I'm still learning. I'm still learning, but for me to be able to play for people singing and all, it took me about 6 months of continuous playing. I'm rusty now. I used to be far better back then.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, piano wise.
If I'm going to rate, well, if it comes to the ear for everything without practice, I'll rate myself as 6. Yeah, if it's about the dexterity, I won't call myself a keyboardist, but I know chords. I can break it down and produce with it. So, but for me I can play my songs, yeah. But if you say, okay, dazzle with piano, I'm sure I'm not going to do that for you.
Yeah. Still talking about your background, we're both in the same secondary school and we had a music teacher. Shout out to Mrs. Inyanga.
Yeah. So
was any, she was from the West Indies, if I remember clearly. Was there anything you'd consider considerable impact on your music career from ISI and Mrs. Inyanga?
Oh yes. Apart from learning lots of stuff by ear, yeah, the fact that I was introduced to the theoretical part of music, you know, um, I learned timing, reading of staff and all that, naming chords and all that. Though I didn't take it that serious back then. However, moving forward, it it could tell in my music. It came in handy.
Let's talk about your parental um, background, your family background.
Okay.
What did your parents say about, you were just 2 years behind me. I know what I went through with my parents when it came to um, being in entertainment. My mom's a
Okay.
professor of law, my dad is a doctor. At a point, they thought I was retarded. At a point, they thought I was possessed. There's no thought that did not
Oh
go
man.
through their head
Okay.
concerning me and entertainment. How did you scale it through with your own parents?
Okay. So my dad was a lecturer in UI back then. My mom too was a teacher. They both had PhDs. Most of my dad's students ended up being professors even before him, because he left the academic sector and went into the federal government projects and all that. So with the background of that they had, of the academics and stuff, I wasn't following the kind of path that they would have agreed to. So, and in school, their major concern was that I finished. Yeah, because reports got to them of me carrying keyboards up and down school, me skipping classes, and all that. For me, anything I focus on it fully and forget the rest. So I focused on music, and every other thing suffered.
How bad were your grades in school?
I'm not going to say that here, though.
Did you finish
Of course, I did.
with a third class?
Well, I actually did finish with the third class.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So you sacrificed all that for music.
I wasn't going for classes. Um, in fact, the NFAs in my class thought I was an NFA. They hated me because this guy, wouldn't come to class all semester, and then when it's exam time, he's going to go sit in front, and he wasn't going to dub, and he'll just fail and go away.
So,
I was
what did you study in uni?
agricultural economics and extension.
Why didn't you just study music?
See, I never liked what I studied. Okay, but I just needed to study something. I didn't like any of my well, I liked some of them, but many of them I had to compare with my dad. I always used my dad as a yardstick for others in that field. He was prim, proper, spoke well, dressed well. But many of my lecturers some of them, they weren't quite it.
What uni did you go to?
The Federal University of Technology, Akure.
Futa.
I love you all though, my lecturers.
So, how did you meet Style Plus? How did Style Plus start? I can't say how did you meet Style because you're a part of Style Plus. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so when I got into Futa, because I was playing keyboard, some fellowships poached me, and what they used in enticing me was that we're going to give you a keyboard as long as you play for us and all that. So every time after fellowship, I took the keyboard to my hostel and always played in the room. I stayed in the hostel in the first year, yeah, and my roommates started expressing their discomfort, of me playing music while they're sleeping, because they'll go to lectures, they see me playing, they come back, they see me playing, they want to sleep, they see me playing. So it was a consensus that I had to move it out, and I took it to the laundry. It was, how, I don't know how, if other schools were designed that way, but there was like a courtyard in the middle, and then you had all the rooms surrounded like a square.
Yeah.
And there was a laundry there. So I always took the keyboard then to play.
In the laundry.
Prior to then, I used to see Shifi walk around bare chested, and my mind, who is this guy? He's feeling himself too much because. Uh, so one of those nights I was playing in the laundry, Shifi walked by. I think he woke up to go take a leak and came by and was watching me. The next night he came around and we started talking, and asked me if I knew this song, if I knew that song. Then it became a habit, you know, like a routine, always singing. And eventually we started trying some covers of a cappella, gospel a cappellas. And back then the platform wasn't there for you to go perform outside, apart from the fellowship. So we started rehearsing for what they call special numbers in church. We had this dude called Kimote. I heard his past, but I'm not sure if it's credible, the source. So, but we were three, me, Shifi, and Kimote. We would go to church and sing, but Kimote used to go off key. So we had to, no, we rehearsed properly. Fine, then when we get, probably we just start off on another key and then throw everybody on balance.
Because if you start on the wrong key, then everybody has to start.
Yeah, so maybe out of your range or below your range and that kind of thing. So we had to do away with him silently. Then Yemi, who was a room next to mine, it was in 303, I was in 302, Shifa was in 311. And kind of had some interest in singing and came around. He had a very sweet voice. And then we called another person called Larry. That's the one that passed in 98, yeah? And we formed the name STYL from the first letters of our names, Shifi, Tunde, Yemi, and Larry. At that time, nobody was thinking that we were going to be going pro, musically.
So it was Styl.
Yeah, STYL.
So Styl is
Shifi,
Tunde,
Yemi, and Larry. Yes.
Oh, so I just thought it was Style as in.
No, why are you trying to be stylish?
Yeah, stylish, yeah.
It was like, so in 98, there was this long ASUS strike that kept us all at home for about 9 months. By the time we got back to school, the first week passed. Everybody was back. Larry wasn't back. I think the second week we now called his home, and we all went to the Senate building to make the call. Then there was no cell phone then. We only had a Nitel card, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. So Chiffy was the one that made the call and got the news that Larry had passed from a swimming accident. I think it was maybe Federal Palace Hotel or Ikeja Airport Hotel, one of those two. So
what was his son name?
Faneyi. Oh, Larry Faneyi.
May his soul rest in peace.
Amen. So throughout that semester, we were all devastated. There was no music being done. It was also part of the fellowship as well. So it was a sad semester for all of us. Then we had a project to do in Abuja around Whatclef time. I don't know if you remember Whatclef. Something that had to do with women empowerment or anti-women trafficking and children that Atiku Abubakar was, his wife, Titia Atiku, was doing then. So we needed to write and perform songs for that. We needed to pitch those songs for them. Shippy, whom we had known for a while in school, happened to be in Abuja at that time too. I think he came for a sport because he played football. And then we called him over to rehearse with us, and we realized that, the guy is cool. He has a good voice, it's as if we all blend. And we now decided to, in respect...
You mean Zeal now?
Yes.
Okay, because you said Shifi.
Zeal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so at that time, Larry had passed away. So just I, Shifi, and Yemi. Then Zeal came to Abuja for a sports-related program, and we rehearsed with him to complete the quartet. Because we needed bass, tenor, alto, and soprano. So, because we sang a cappella back then. And we vibed and we liked what he brought to the table, and we decided, okay, in respect to Larry, we weren't going to change the name. We're just going to add to the name So we now call it Style plus the addition. So Style plus. That's the short story of how it all came together.
So Zeal was the plus.
Yeah. Plus.
So he wasn't part of the original quartet.
Exactly. So the first, let me say, the most constant people in the group was I and Shifi.
Now, you did mention Larry passed.
Yes.
What about Yemi?
So Yemi, his father was one of the top most people in quantity survey in Nigeria. Um, I don't know what they call them, but Mr. Akinwumi. Yeah. And he also was studying quantity survey. So unlike me, who decided to move away totally from the academics that my parents were, he had to follow suit because his father had a company that was a quantity surveying company, and he was to take over. So it shouldn't have been heard that he was doing music. They thought everybody doing music then was some
A
kind
dropout,
of,
yeah.
yeah. So naturally, he just after school, after graduation, he just went ahead to continue his quantity survey stuff. I don't know if that's what he's still doing now, but that was the reason why he had to leave.
And you didn't drop his name from Style
And we didn't drop it.
because it worked.
Yeah.
Your biggest hit, Olufumi.
Okay. Yes.
How did that come about?
Okay. So Shifu was a set ahead of me. Meanwhile, we're all the same age, yeah? So but I had already gone to Oswa then, which is now UNAD. So I lost a year. I did a full year in UNAD in Oswa before I moved to Futa. So he was now a set ahead of me. So even in school, in Futa, he graduated before I did. I still did an extra anyway. You get so all through that time he had graduated. He had so much time in his hands. That's when he learned how to play the guitar. Probably that's when you might have seen him in Abuja playing guitar at some point. You know, alone. We were in school then, so he wrote so many songs, and he would bring it to to us in school. We rehearsed the songs. We'll add whatever it is that we needed to it, for the harmonies and all. So Olufumi was a song originally written as Sophia by him.
How did Sophia become Olufumi?
Okay, so I'm going to sing the Sophia to you now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Sophia goes like, every other thing was the same, but it was now, Sophia, you make me fly, Sophia, upon your wings to touch the sky, makes me wanna cry, ooh baby. Yeah. So went to Premier Music back then. I can't remember the name of the executive who spoke with us. He said we sounded too foreign, and we needed to infuse some Afro things into the music. So that happened around the time when we were staying in Abuja. So I and Shifi would come to Lagos. We didn't want any of our family to know, extended or close, to know exactly what we were doing because they wouldn't have approved of it, So you won't believe it that we stayed in places like Yabatek. There was somebody we knew in the hostel. Then we kept our luggage there just for safekeeping, but we didn't have anywhere to sleep. Sometimes we slept in classrooms, pretending that we were reading like we were students. You understand? Sometimes we go to the cyber cafe and just keep browsing all night, just to have a place to sleep. I have family in Lagos, but I didn't want to approach them or stay in there. I don't like to inconvenience people, and so did he. So we one of those times now went to Premier Music, and the guy told us that. So as at this time that it happened, my elder brother Deji was dating Fumi, Olufumi. Yeah, that was her name. So we decided, okay, this Sophia song, we were gonna change the chorus to a Yoruba chorus. So that's where I came in and I wrote the chorus. It wasn't a direct translation, but somewhat like There was the inspiration from the Sophia and then
I kind of like the Olufumi better than the Sophia. Maybe because
So do I.
it transformed the music industry. I remember one of my neighbors used to harass us with it. From morning till night. Olufumi, la, la.
Bless the guy.
It was a lady actually.
Much better.
It was an amazing song. So Shifi originally wrote Olufumi.
Sophia.
That was Sophia.
Yes.
Until you contributed the Yoruba
Yes.
chorus. Did you get credits for writing?
Okay, so back then those songs came out as CDs. Yeah, so the only thing that was included on the CD were the names of the artists, the managers, and then the lyrics of the song. So unlike now, where you have Spotify and all the streaming platforms, even iTunes wasn't that popular. Only people that had iPods could listen to iTunes. Yeah. So, but this story about credits is a very huge thing for me because recently I realized that there is an effort to actually exclude me and erase me from that legacy. And I'm going to explain.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So as far back as 2007, we fell out with the management.
What happened?
I just think they weren't doing their jobs properly, and then they were actually using the power they had, yeah, as managers to oppress some of us. There was a time, after a show, we split money and all. There was a time Joey wasn't happy with Zeal, and he withheld his money. I think it took Shifi to come to intervene, and Zeal was so felt. Meanwhile, I always advocated that, do you know, till today, there is no Style Plus bank account. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I always fought for, okay, these monies can't be coming into Joey or Tony's account. Let us have a corporate account where everything goes into, because anytime I want to do visas or stuff like that, I need to ask Joey for his bank statement for proof of funds. Why can't it be the company account and all that? I advocated for all that and they tagged me as very difficult. Because for me, I like things being done properly. And where there is no rule as well, anything you do now is the new rule.
But there's no rule. Anything you do now
It is the new rule. Yeah. So I'm going to get back to that. So on the matter of credits, yeah. So we had sacked them. I sacked them by text message. I might have been angry at that time, but they could have contested it and they won't remain sacked. They could have, you don't have a right to sack me. That's all I needed. I just needed them, but they took it like that. Until today, we never talked about it. They just closed up and withheld every single thing that has to do with Style Plus. Our awards, every document, every even the website. The website has been stagnant since Style Plus left the management. You get till today. So in came Spotify streaming and all that, and they uploaded these things on Spotify and all the other apps. There was no credit, so there was no problem just yet.
Who loaded it on Spotify?
The former management.
Why did they load it on? They held the masters.
We had the masters. Apparently, it's even funny how they uploaded it. They didn't even ask for the masters because when it comes to all the data for the songs, the masters, I have all of them on a hard drive. I don't know any other person that has a copy of that, but I have everything Star Plus ever did on a hard drive. So they didn't upload the credits for that, and it was okay. But because we weren't in talking terms,
Were you getting royalties?
Not yet. I wasn't even getting anything. So this was between 2007 and 2012 when I and the guys now eventually had our issues. Yeah, so Spotify and the streaming apps, became popular, and we started seeing all these details and all. Nothing yet. I wasn't getting any distribution money from any of the songs, Then in 2016, so before then, by 2012, I had issues with the group, and I'm gonna come to that. Everything is in my head.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going to wind to that.
so by 2016, I think they signed an agreement with Africori where they distributed some of the other songs, and I was excluded as well. You get, and I saw there in the credits, even the song that I wrote solely, the credit wasn't given to me. It was Shippy and Zil. Shippy and Zil. And it even got to a point where it was just their pictures on those albums that we did together. And for me, it was wrong. If you call yourself Style Plus, which I do not agree to, because I believe Style Plus is three of us, if we were separate, you guys can be Shippy and Zil, find another name. But to protect the legacy, when they call Star Plus, it must be three of us. Because when we went our separate ways, I asked them, okay, you guys don't want to sing with me again, yeah? Because the impression that people have is that I wanted to go solo. I wasn't planning to go solo. In 2011, there is this friend of ours who is also an elderly friend, who was also our Patreon. He paid producers, Puffy T, Night House. We came to Lagos. We were under Mismanagement then. I and Zil came to Lagos to record, but the song is not complete until three of us are done with it. Shifi didn't, come through. So those recordings just stayed stagnant.
Did you beg him? Did you talk to him?
We just expected him to come. Apparently, some years later, he told me what was wrong with him, and in my mind, I thought, okay, why didn't you reach out and just talk to us? But it's something personal. I'm not going to say it right here, because I'm not in your mind to know exactly how you felt about certain things. People react to different things differently. So maybe his own was seclusion or drawing back or whatever it was, but it wasn't coming through for some of the things that he had to. For instance, the recordings and all. So, and I'm also going to go back to where there's no rule. The new thing you do is the
New rule.
Is the new rule. So there wasn't any document saying that you can't do anything with another person. I know people approached me for collaborations, and I said no. If it's not with the group, I'm not doing. However, I'll just hear on radio one day maybe Shippy's voice with another artist, and in my mind, oh, why wouldn't this guy tell me that he's collaborating with this other artist? I into a group. This is not a solo move. So in 2012, I was already married then, in my first, marriage. And
Oh, you've been married before?
Oh yeah.
Are we going to talk about that?
We can't talk about it because there are things that we've signed that stops us from talking about stuff to the public.
But what happened? How many kids?
Well, I have two. Yeah, I have two.
Are you in touch with them?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be controversial, but
okay.
What happened? Could the Style Plus meltdown have been?
Yeah, because most of the things that was the problem in the marriage was the fact that I wasn't making enough money. So of course, when you're not making enough money, it's going to cause some strain on the family, and then the man might have to be doing more, and there's just how far they can go, and it's going to snap.
How come you were not making enough money?
Okay, so before 2012, the only thing I was making money from was Style Plus.
And how good was the money?
Well, it was good enough to maintain me, not enough to build a house, not enough to...
So you're telling me that with that hit, Olufumi, oh wow, sorry, I got a bit carried away. With that hit, Olufumi, you did not make enough money.
Style Plus as a whole was making enough money. But guess what? We were splitting any show money 5 ways.
Why?
So the management, 2 people. I, Shifi, and Zil.
So the management were taking an equal share?
Yeah, based on the fact that we opened a company and it was incorporated, and we all had equal shares as 5 directors in the company. So that demarcation of who is the artist, who is the manager, wasn't there. We're just doing it like, okay, we're a company, we're splitting money as directors and all that. which to me was a very big error, you know. If I was to go back in time, I wouldn't do that again.
What would you have done differently?
I would have spelled it out. I would have seen into the future, but we can't.
We can't. Yeah.
Someone likes you today, yeah, doesn't guarantee that they'll like you tomorrow, and they're going to change towards you. Your best friend will turn your worst enemy.
So, what was Shifi's stand on all this?
Well, I think he wasn't. He's the kind of person that you offend him, he's not going to talk about it. He'll rather tell every other person but you. So even the split, yeah, the impression that I left the group is very untrue. So in 2011, they released a song with someone called Sergeant Plus. The song is on YouTube. You can go listen to it, and it featured him. And I felt, okay, this guy's done it now. I can do my own stuff because
That's the new rule.
yeah, that's the new rule. So I was trying to create a clothing line back then, and I was going to be using Styl Plus money, my share, to be funding the clothing line. And I did a song called In Your Eyes, the same title that I released about a month ago. It was experimental at that time. And I called the artist Native Boy. I didn't put my image on it because I wanted to protect the Styl Plus brand. Nobody even heard the song, So Zil saw me recording the song because we were both frustrated that Shifi wasn't coming through to record. He now started recording his own. We were in Lagos back then, And Zil traveled to Abuja. The next thing I got a message from our patron saying, the boy sent it to him that Tunde has really disrespected us. If he doesn't drop this song within 2 weeks, that they won't sing a new song, record a new song with him, or perform any of the old songs with him. You get? And for me, I was married. I needed to pay my bills. And you guys are slacking. Why can't we record a song? With how big the name was, you get the right sponsorship for it. All you need to do is try. But nobody is going to invest in something that doesn't exist. So I did the song. I released it. Mind you, they didn't tell me not to record it. They knew I was going to release it. But after I released it, they told me to bring it down. Then I didn't even know how to bring anything down. So they threatened me. I was threatened, and I felt there can't be any Styl Plus without me because I co-founded the group. Worst case scenario, if we're not singing together, it's at a stalemate, it's stagnant. And when we decide to come back, we're going to continue from where we left off. Because if you don't want to record, I want to record. Yeah? So let me go ahead with this. And when you come through, let us all record together. You get? And that's how it happened. We had a meeting in the patron's office. It said, well, if you guys are not going to be together again, he's removing his hand from our matter. I said, okay. In my mind, these guys were going to be, okay, we're going to talk about it later and then resolve. After that, I called Shifi. I didn't plan to go solo, right? He said he knew. I said, well, we can come back together. He said, well, he's going to think about it. That was around 2014. Mind you, I stopped making money from shows. They started excluding me from shows. They started going for shows, and they won't call me for the shows. And I thought, okay, well, I have a family now. Let me just focus on the family and all that. So 2016, I still approached them. I said, guys, what is this thing we are doing? The fans actually, first of all, I'm saying all this so that the fans will know the background to it, because most of the time I do music, people tell me, go back to your group. Anytime I go back to the group, I say, guys, the fans want us together. Let us do this together. They're going to give me one excuse or the other. The last one that made me decide that I wasn't going to talk about this again was when they said, well, even if I were to come back together, that would I agree to take less than they are taking? I said, why would that be? You are still singing, you haven't done anything new. You're still doing the same songs that I, with my blood and sweat, created with you guys. Yeah. And even Zil, who didn't write many of those hit songs, is actually, you're actually suggesting you take much more than me. I said, you know what? It's starting to sound like I'm needing you guys more than you need me. That let us just die the matter. Let me just be doing. I now signed with a record label in 2018. That one is another story. That was a disaster. You know,
How?
it was being run by people that didn't have anything, they didn't have knowledge of music. So I was the one teaching them what to do, how to even market my music, who to talk to, certain circumstances I introduced them to some people in the media, in the industry, for them to be groomed on the matter. But they didn't want to spend money. They thought they would spend maybe 10 million, so artists would blow. And they felt they were spending too much money, and then that union was not really good for me because it made me doubt myself. There was a time I was recording and someone said, "You're doing this Style Plus thing again. That why don't you do stuff like Slim Kiss?" So I should do Slim Kiss kind of music. That's a total different genre. I said, "You want me to?" Wow. I just knew I wasn't meant to be there, so I just waited for the contract to expire. So 2019 again, before I released an album which I brought down, I was still under the record label. They weren't going to put money to promote it, and maybe because of COVID and all. So, but around that 2019, before COVID, I also remember going back to them and saying, let us come back together. But I now realized that they were already enjoying going for shows as two people and splitting money both ways. They didn't want to add a third. And in my mind, I thought, so all this while, we splitting all this money was paying them that we are many.
Are they still getting shows up until now?
Yeah, they're still getting shows, yeah.
Are they well paid? Would you say
Well,
how much do they charge for a show?
They wouldn't disclose to me exactly how much they're collecting. Maybe they'll come and say it with their own mouths.
Yeah.
But
because I want to hear from them
so
too.
they get paid, I think, appreciably well. But I don't think they get paid as much as they ought to be paid if the group and the image was held intact. For me, nothing has been added to the group except exploitation of the already created stuff.
There was a song you did. 4 years don't pass.
Don't waka, we still the carry go. That was 2007.
Sing your parts. I love that. Yeah.
Aha! You want me to sing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I like that.
It's story, yeah. It's just a story. So contrary to what people thought, saying that we will never go solo. It was just thanking God that we were still together. Because we came out we broke into the market 2003, and it was 2007 then. 2007 minus 2003, 4 years, yeah? So we decided to use that song as a lead single for that album, the Back and Better album. So my part says, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to sing it. 1997 was the year I met Chippy. Later, we were joined by Larry and Yemi. And in 1998, Larry passed away. Zyl came with a brighter day. 2003 came T-Jazz and Joey. Sunki and Mekoyo produced Olufumi. Oh, how I wish Larry and Yemi were here. But I thank you, Lord, because 4 years don't work out.
Are you still hearing from Yemi?
The last time I spoke with him, I did a project for him about maybe 4 years ago, but he has been radio quiet. I'm not sure if
Did he feel bad about the whole Style Plus not being a part of Style?
I really can't say. There was an interview we had in Dublin about 2009, and the interviewer asked what if Yemi decides to come back? I said, all well and good. I'll be happy for him to come, because for me, it's not about money, really. If we are many and we are making so much more, it's more for us, rather than we are few and we are making so much less. But of course, I remember Zyl saying, never. He said, never. So I now understand why, if we have been separated, for all this time, it's hard for them to think of now splitting money, both ways. So to correct all impression that I left the group, I never left the group. They just decided that they weren't going to sing with me again. And I felt, these guys can't keep threatening me and bullying me. I'm going to stay on my own. So I stayed as Tunde for a while as the artist. However, on the internet, there are so many Tunde artists, so I was lost in the whole
I had that problem with Freeze and Cool FM. That's why I became Daddy Freeze.
Daddy
A lot of
Freeze.
people don't know the
Okay.
story. I was DJ Freeze in Ibadan.
Yes.
I got to Cool FM and Cool FM said, we don't have DJs, we have first names. And my name is Ifedayo. Ifedayo is a nice name, but how easy is it to say Ifedayo than to say Freeze? Freeze is easier to say, and I was
One
used to being
syllable.
called. So I was like, nah, Freeze. I had to wriggle past Chris Ubosi, who I remember then used to say, your name is Ifedayo. I don't know how I wriggled past him. Eventually, the owner of the company, when they were setting up Abuja, said, you're Freeze of Cool FM. I like it. But then I got tied to Cool FM. If you Google Freeze, you'll see Ice.
Ice. Okay.
So you have to add Cool FM
Oh yeah.
before I show up.
Okay.
You understand what the problem is? So now, what if I leave Cool FM?
What happens?
What happens? Am I going to be in Beat FM, for instance, and be Freeze Cool FM? So I now added the Daddy Freeze. It was Dotun that used to call me Daddy Freeze.
Okay.
So I just picked it up from him and just started forcing it down so that if you Google Daddy Freeze, you see, if you Google Freeze, it's Ice, and Freeze of Cool FM is something I was trying to evolve away from.
Okay.
So how did you go past yours? Tunde Style Plus.
So I realized that the Tunde was getting lost. When I go to my artist profile, I see other songs that weren't mine.
Yes.
Even for my sound exchange, I was seeing notifications of money from other Tundes that weren't me. You get, so I needed to set a distinction between me and others. So, and then I got signed with the record label. And because I didn't want to have these legal issues with the name Style Plus, because after if something went wrong, I won't be able to use that Tunde Style Plus name, afterwards. So I now named myself Tunde T. Dot.
Oh.
Yeah. And that hurts me again. Because on Instagram, a lot of people now mistook me for Tunde Head Nut. So I was getting people following me for the wrong reasons. People were contacting me, tagging me in things that don't concern me, So I was dealing with that. And then one day I spoke with Bankuli. And now told me on phone that, what's this Tunde T dot thing that I did? This is nonsense. That you have a legacy. Why are you running away from that legacy? That people will be looking for you, they wouldn't find you. And why don't you have that your name as Tunde Style Plus? Let people know the Tunde that you are. And I take good advice, and I changed it to Tunde Style Plus. And since then I've been stuck with it, Tunde Style Plus. Even though I've been trying to create another persona without the Style Plus, addition to it. However, these days I'm not trying to run away from it. I want to own it. You get, all through that time, anytime I was called for shows, I wouldn't perform any Style Plus song. So there came a time, I think about 2021 or 22, I got my lawyer, a lawyer I had then, to write Shifi and Zyl, that, you know what, you guys can't continue using the name Style Plus. Because I wouldn't be using the name Style Plus. It's going to cause a lot of confusion. And me coming solo as Style Plus wouldn't make any sense. That until we resolve the usage of this name, which they always try not to talk about, because it favors them there too. Whatever it is they tell people, people believe. That until we resolve it, they shouldn't use the name. If I show you the text there that Zyl wrote to me, I still have it. Do you want to read it?
Personally, I've always been cool with Zyl.
I was cool with Zyl, but
it's
till today,
Shifi that has always been.
Now I don't understand what happened, because till today I don't know what I did to Zyl. It wouldn't tell me. It wouldn't pick my calls.
Till today,
it wouldn't pick my calls.
So if you call Zyl now, he won't pick your call.
In fact, there was a meeting we had with my new management about 2 weeks ago. Throughout the meeting, he didn't say nothing. Yeah.
Why was he part of the meeting?
It had to do with our catalog and stuff like that. Because I realized there was a new scheme to get me out of ownership of everything. And I had my lawyers, intervene so that they don't cheat me once again.
Do you feel cheated?
Greatly. I feel greatly cheated. Because I never said I wanted to leave the group.
Who do you feel cheated you in the group the most?
See, for me, you're as good as the last breath that you have. So I don't keep grudges. I just reciprocate what you do to me now, rather than turning the left cheek. You get? So, but I think it's a tricky thing. I had no issues with Zeal. Maybe and Shifi had some rivalry based on technicalities of the music or control. I don't want to control you, but I don't want you to control me. Some others want to control you.
Was Shifi controlling?
He was always very overbearing about what has to be done. If it's not a suggestion that comes from him, it never works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for me to make things work, I have to make it seem like he thought of it too. Again, and I'm not saying this to spite anybody. I'm just saying the truth. You get? Because I wasn't making any money from the shows they started going for, I didn't want to lose totally. So in 2017, I curated the songs that I like from the album and put it out there called Style Plus Legacy. Because nobody had the right. If you aren't paying me for what I own, then I might as well put up my own too.
Your own version of what you own.
So I put it out there. So there was the original versions from the management. Then there was this other version from Shifi and Styl. And then the last, all the same song. And there was this last version by me called Style Plus Legacy. You get? So basically, I talked with a publisher because before then I never collected any publishing. So he educated me about the publishing and all, and I was to give him a split sheet of the songs I partook in the writing or production. And I put mine there. The same publisher approached them, okay? And Zill's name was not included in many of the songs, but it was included in Imagine That because he wrote his verse. Oh, Lama, get regular. He wrote his verse. I mean, I always like doing things proper. I put his name in that one. So, because he wasn't quite educated about the publishing part of things, he thought I was trying to exclude him from the legacy. That's the feedback I got from third parties because he never, with his own mouth, spoke to me about this. And it's quite funny for me that, okay, we've known each other. These are the guys that I've known for most of my adult life. And then suddenly they just turn off and they stop communicating with you. Anytime we have show promoters wanting three of us, they'll make sure that I'm not included. But when it comes to them not getting paid, they don't mind me being involved. Hence, there was a friend of ours, Casey, he did his wedding in Abuja. Shortly after we broke, we parted ways. We went there, we performed, yeah. But anytime the promoter wants to pay money, they don't want me involved. You get? I remember she showed the colors for Grown and Sexy on 2 occasions. He spoke with me separately. He spoke with them separately. So he paid 2 different parties and we were on stage. For me, I think it's more of the love for money.
So you think Style Plus as a brand, as a group,
Yes.
died because of the love of money?
Well, I wouldn't say it died. It was in that was stasis.
Or went into hibernation?
Yes, in hibernation because our true potentials, weren't achieved. You get? The fans are still there. I personally, I love the fans. I communicate with them a lot, But these fans need these answers because I'll give you an example of how fans can get a perception of you without you even helping them. There was this Zlatan to the World show that happened about 2020, and we were all on stage. Of course, we weren't paid for that show. We were there to support him. That's why they were singing with me anyways. They wore matching outfits. They just told me we were wearing black, okay? I wore my jacket black and black inners and stuff just to conform. Sometimes early this year, I checked I checked some comments on YouTube, and the fans, I saw a comment saying, this guy too proud. He don't even feel wear the same thing with these boys they wear. They wouldn't know the backstory that this guy wanted to do the right thing, but these guys will paint him badly because they weren't going to share information with me. No.
You met Shifi in 1997.
Yes.
He's the old. You met him before
Every other person.
every other person.
Yes.
Yemiu,
Yes.
Lanriu.
Yes.
That makes you and Shifi the foundation members of Style Plus.
Yes.
Is there any way you guys can reach some sort of a compromise for the sake of the group?
Yeah, I've tried so many times. I release a song today. The fans say, "Oh, the song is nice, but it will be best with three of you. Go back to your group." I'll go back to the group. Guys, let's forget this thing. You don't even want to be friends with me for the sake of the fans and business. Yeah, you do contracts with people that are not your friends, don't you? So let us perform and let us give the fans the three of us. And there was a time Shifi did some piano thing on Instagram. He invited me to do it. Zil came on it. Of course, I thought, oh, maybe these guys are even having a rethink. Maybe we're going to come back together. So there were interviews that I shelved. I didn't want to talk about this because I didn't want to spoil every opportunity of us coming back together. And they kept doing this thing over and over again. Zlatan wanted to do a collabo with us. They said on the condition that it has to be Zlatan featuring Style Plus and Tunde T. Dot. I was Tunde T. Dot that time. Zlatan didn't think that was a nice idea. What nonsense. He left. Mr. Easy contacted me that he wanted us to be on his album. And me, because I just wanted to be open, I handed him over to Shifi. Talk about this. Let us all do this together. The condition that that Mr. Easy was giving also was that it has to be Style Plus featuring Tunde, Mr. Easy featuring Style Plus, and then Tunde T. Dot. I was still T. Dot at that time. Yeah?
Wow.
So Mr. Easy didn't like the idea and he ghosted us. He ghosted us. So that's why this year was very funny. What happened this year between we and Ladipo was very funny.
Oh.
Yeah, so we did a song. Yeah, we did a song, the Olufumi remake or whatever, with Ladipo, and she called me that Ladipo did this and blah blah blah, and it would be nice for us to actually sing it with him and all that. And I did everything. I came to Nigeria for the matter, and
where were you then?
I was in the UK.
Okay.
So I came to Nigeria for it, and we recorded it. But I noticed one thing. While we were recording it, Zil was not present in the studio with me. So it's as if Shifi was always keeping Zil away from me. You get?
So you feel Shifi is the bone of contention in this?
Well, I believe that if he wanted us all to be together, it will happen. You get? I believe it will happen. But people have been poisoned against me. I don't know what anybody might have, I don't know if it's him or anybody, might have told Zil, but Zil has never come up to me to tell me what I did to him till today. And it favors them just going up and down singing. However, now I'm performing the songs. Nobody can even stop me. I had shows back to back this last weekend, and the crowd was great. The first time I'll be in Nigeria, yeah, and I'll perform. Maybe in London, when I perform, the crowds, they don't care. As long as they see me, it's okay. But in Nigeria, I used to have that feeling that I was being judged. I used to see it on their faces like, now you won't spoil the group, Abi. You won't do it solo. Continue. Do you understand? So, but this time around, I think my mind is freer, more open to... I'm not as reserved as I used to be. Yeah, so I think the energy is affecting people. They see that, okay, this guy is just making music and he's a happy guy. So I got good vibes from the crowd, and all. That's because I've started performing the songs as well.
Why would you think, suggest or assume,
Yes,
would be the reason why Shifi want to keep Shifi want to keep Zeal from you?
okay. So you have three people. Anybody with two people, any party with two people wins. You get? So it just follows that when people see two people, it's easier for them to think that this guy is the bad guy. Nobody cares to know what happened. If this
Were
guy,
you ever the bad guy?
I was, well, we are not perfect, but I don't think I disparaged the group in any way. You get, anything I fought for was for the progress of the group. I'll give you an instance. In 2005, Obasanjo was still in government. And then we got a call from the presidency that one of his daughters was performing, that was having a birthday party and they wanted us to perform. And Joey called me and said they offered 100,000 naira. I said, presidency offering us 100,000 naira. I said, lie, I won't take that kind of money.
What year was this?
2005, stroke 2004, 2005, I can't remember.
That's
The exact
small money.
That's small money. At that time, we're already collecting 500 to 1 million. Then these people who should have the money are offering us 100,000. I thought,
So we are going to go home with 20K.
I did tell you.
Wow.
So I told Joey, if these guys don't up this money, I don't think I'm going to do it. He said, okay, he's going to get back to me. He's going to speak to Shifi and Zyl. I had a girlfriend at that time that was very close to the presidency. The next morning she said, Tunde, do you know your boys went to perform at the State House? And so they actually went. What I expected was that, okay, maybe after Joey spoke to them, yeah, they will call me and say, Tunde Alpha, let's do this thing now, or whatever. I didn't hear nothing from anybody.
Just heard that they went and they performed and
They went
collected
performed,
100K.
collected 100K and split it within themselves, excluding me.
Okay, so they will have collected 25. If you had been there,
It
they
had
would have collected
increased.
20.
So
Without you, they made an extra 5K. I don't blame them.
so that's funny.
They might have needed the 5K.
Well, for me, the fact that you're feeding me doesn't mean that I should worship you. I'd rather starve.
I get it. 5K is a lot of money.
So now, after that, another incident happened not too long from that time. We had a show in the UK and we were all at the airport waiting for check-in. And we were just chilling and eating. And then when it was check-in time, Shifi found out that his passport was left at home. So he said, maybe when he was packing, he put it on the bed. So this thing I'm saying here, this is so that nobody will ask me any question about the group again. I'm spilling it out right now. You understand what I'm saying? The fans need to know my perspective of everything. And Shifi was excluded from the show because he couldn't have gone back to town to come back to the airport, would have missed the flight. And Zyl went for that show. After the show, Tony, that's Tijas, asked me, how do we split this money? Should we just split it? And I said, no, give Shifi his money. Because I didn't want any problem moving forward. For me, it's not about making more money, it's about how good was the show. That show hurt our brand because we weren't prepared for two of us, going on stage.
He couldn't have rushed home and gotten his passport.
Personally, I think he did it deliberately, and if he thinks otherwise, it's my opinion.
How far was his house to the airport?
Abuja Airport to Garki.
Yes.
Let's say 30 minutes go, 30 minutes come.
Did he have an hour?
No, check-in time, and then it's an international flight.
Yeah, boarding time.
He wouldn't have been able to go, come back, pass through security, and all that. So
what was his body language like? Did he feel, I don't have my passport, or?
Well, nobody was actually looking for any reaction at that time. I just felt we were all sincere with each other. That honestly, he forgot his passport for real, not a deliberate thing. Well, thinking back, I'm starting to question a whole lot of stuff, And but out of everybody, Shifi has been the closest that has maintained communication with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you talk regularly?
We used to.
When was the last time you talked to him, and why did?
Well, the last time we spoke with each other, but wasn't on any personal level, was the last meeting we had about 3 weeks ago. Because I decided I wasn't going to be talking with them without my legal team with me, because obviously these guys are not my friends. Every opportunities have come. Sony UK approached me, for a catalog and stuff like that, and I introduced them to it, and everything I introduced them to just dies, or always in a way to exclude me from it. The part that pains me the most is that if you're going to look at Spotify, you're going to see the greatest hits of Style Plus. You're going to see two of them have been excluded. In that particular release, you see the writings, Shifi and Zil. I'm excluded. So enough is enough.
So you're not even getting any money.
Which
When was the
money?
last time you earned money from Style Plus?
Okay, so from the I earned money from Legacy, which I uploaded by myself. Yeah. And then there's another one that was uploaded about 2020 that I even realized that even on the contract that was signed with those people, I wasn't there. I was getting paid from there, but officially, I haven't been collecting any money from the management for all those years that Olufumi has been there, and every opportunity for them to even assist me with stuff. There were times I needed documents, as part of the group to submit, for some international, work and stuff like that, and they'll give me the impression that they'll get back to me. It's in a far place, but till today they will never get back to me. They'll frustrate it, And the part that hit me the most, because we have all our catalogs scattered all over the place, we decided that we're going to bring it all together as under a body so that it's not scattered. And then the contract they drew for me, that's why I activated my legal team that, what are these guys trying to do? Even what we own together, they gave a clause there that after 5 years, whatever it is they are going to do with all those things will be dependent on Shippy and Zill's discretion.
Oh, wow. You're about to read a text message.
Yeah, let me pull it out. So that came from after my lawyer sent stuff to Zyl.
Zeal.
I and Zyl never used to have, even though I don't know what I was thinking, even when we weren't singing together. I thought we could. One time we saw each other then, say, how are the boys? Oh, it's madam, who exchange clerks entries, like everything was okay. But I didn't know that this guy had some serious, beef with me that I just found out this year that the beef was much. So, yeah, hold on. I'm going to pull it out now. We've buried the hatchet after that too. But imagine, this is 5th of December 2019. This is me saying, morning bro, are you back in town? I just wanted to see my hangout with him regardless. Maybe play a little bit of FIFA or whatever. I said, yeah bro, we did. I said Jekarira. Like no.
Does he speak Yoruba?
Yeah, he grew up in Lagos.
What about Shifi?
He doesn't speak any Yoruba.
Okay.
10th December, that's 5th December, this 10th December, I said, nothing but, this is what I just said out of the blue, nothing but love for you, bro. Because anytime I thought about them, I just, these are my guys, man. As in, whatever happened, maybe it's the devil that came in between, or maybe we just didn't have sense, or whatever it was. But this thing shouldn't be happening. As in, what are we even quarreling about? If you're going to tell, what will you tell people that Tunde did to you now? You get? Then I saw that he wasn't responding. By 11th December, he said, bless bro, morning. I said, good morning. On 18th December, I said, I beg you, carry your PlayStation 4. I want to just follow the guy, play game. But he wasn't responding. By 7th, we weren't talking again. So by 7th December 2021, how many months was that?
Almost 2 years. Over 2 years.
Yeah. So we weren't talking from that time to the other time because they weren't talking with me. Every opportunity for me to see them, they'll think I'm trying to say we should come back together. And I got my lawyers to send them that message that they should, stop using the name. I don't have a problem with them singing the song, but sing it as Shifi or Zil or Z plus or S plus, whatever, but not with the name Style Plus. And this was the message Zil responded to me, with. He got the letter first. He now thought it was only him I sent it to. He said, you are so full of and you remain that way forever. I have evolved. And if you think I sit here and keep talking, taking your bullshit, then you are on a long thing, bro. Cowardice. Why use my name? You the fair shippy, foolish fool. you don't get small money bar, you won't fight, and I'm ready for you, spiritually and physical. You are a bastard. Bring it on. That's what Zeal sends to me. Guess what? I be fufu now. After that, I still, years passed by, we still chatted after. I still said, guys, we shouldn't be fighting. But thinking back, I just realized that I'm too forgiving. Maybe it's my upbringing. I don't have any hates for anybody. It's too much. So right now I don't think there's a possibility for us to come back, except it comes from them. For me, I've tried my best to get the group back together, but the fans need to know. They should stop telling me go back to the group. They should start talking to them. If you want Star Plus as 3, talk to them. Ask them what Tunde did to you. Whatever I did to you, I didn't kill you. I didn't take your money. I didn't take your woman. Let them tell the world whatever it is. Otherwise, they should desist from it.
Okay. You talked about your upbringing. You brought your upbringing into this, and you
Yes.
earlier said your parents did not approve of you going into music, and they
Yeah.
wanted you to be in academia. When you stopped making money, and for a large chunk of your life, music wasn't paying, how did your parents react? They saw the stardom, you
See,
blew, and then all of a sudden you can't maintain your family.
so first off, my parents are very into Christianity, as in they are pastors as well. So they expected me to do gospel music, which we started with. You get so, but then they couldn't do anything about it because I was already a secular artist. However, if you notice, our music was devoid of profane lyrics and stuff like that. So we could even perform these songs in church, you know. So, but when they just kept praying, they didn't rub it in. They supported me,
Financially,
No, not financially. I wouldn't put that
the
burden on
burden on them.
my.
Did they ever say, but we told you now, why didn't you do
No,
better
no,
in
no,
school?
no. In fact, before my dad passed away in 2017, one of his last wishes was that he wanted to talk with Shippy. Like, you guys need to come back together. You guys need to, that, what are you people fighting about? There was even a time I collected Shippy's mom's number. I wanted to talk to her, just to make sure that maybe she can talk to him or appeal to them that whatever it is, let's bury the hatchet and proceed. But I decided against it.
Do you feel empty without them?
There was a time I used to, okay? Anytime I saw them at shows, it hurt me. So at the time, I had to unfollow them on Instagram so I won't be seeing their posts, because anytime I saw them, I felt really bad. You get, then after a while, I became numb and started focusing on my music, which we all know involves lots of funding. I wouldn't use the money I'm surviving with, paying my bills and just being okay. I wouldn't put that into the music just yet because it's like dropping a drop of water in the ocean. It's not going to make any impact. So I don't feel empty anymore because the last time we performed at that Zlatan show, I saw the disconnect. These guys had moved on. That connection wasn't there. Back to the Ladipo collaboration that we did. So we did it. I did it with all my heart. I thought, okay, we're all getting cool now, and we're going to move on, and probably we're going to come back. Especially when Mavins released it and put Ladipo featuring Styl Plus, not Styl Plus and Tunde T. And for me, I felt, okay, this is confusing the fans because they'll think we're coming back together. They're going to book you guys for more shows. Eventually, they're going to see that I'm absent from these shows. And you won't tell them what is happening. They'll probably think, oh, this guy is just a difficult guy. Then, and I felt, okay, we needed to address this. And that's when I stopped being their friend. You guys don't want to be my friend. Let us just be business, whatever binds us together. Let us address it and let us do it properly. Here we are.
Let's talk about relationships. What was your ex-wife's take on, at least you were married when you were going through, what year did you get married? Let's start with this on perspective.
I got married 2010.
Okay.
I got married 2009 before everybody knew I got married 20. So I did 2 weddings.
Okay.
I got married a lot of my family members didn't even know.
You were married.
Yeah, I did it in court, and well, we needed to do the 2000.
Traditional. And,
No, the church, the traditional and everything. 2010.
okay. Did they attend?
Yeah, they attended.
Okay. What was the vibe like back then?
Well, you know, me, I don't like bothering people. I wouldn't say support me in any way. For I do a lot of stuff by myself. But if you offer your assistance, oh, okay, well, I know it's from somebody I'm comfortable. So if they offered, yeah, I would have taken it, but it wasn't offered then. It coincided with the time Abu Ventures, ripped us off our Unbreakable album.
Abu Ventures.
Yeah,
You
that's
ripped you guys.
Alaba Marketer, yes.
How did that happen?
Okay,
Abu
so-
Ventures, want to hear from you too. How did that happen?
So we recorded a full album. He came to collect it. McCoy was the intermediary between we and Abu Ventures, and then Abu Ventures was invited to Abuja, and we agreed a 17.5 million payout for the album, and we gave him the CDs, the master,
What year was this?
2010.
Okay, that would have been about $100,000.
So
$110,000.
So he went away, mass produced the album. Some people complained that the album wasn't playing or the mastering wasn't good. And after we needed to go back to the studio, I said, before we go back to the studio or do anything at all, pay us our money because you've released this thing. We took Abu Ventures to court and we were in court for 2 years. However, I don't know, maybe the judge was compromised because then we already had our division. And a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Cannot stand.
I remember I had moved back to Ibadan at that time because, when I got married, my ex wanted to move to Ibadan. I'm a supportive guy. I was simping then anyways, and I moved back to Ibadan.
Are you a simp?
Maybe I was. It was a deliberate thing. It's not I'm not a bad guy, but anything you see me doing, like I'm okay, it's because I decide to be like that. Like I'm good to you because you are good to me, but once I mirror what you are, I'll switch. I can go to. I've been robbed in Oshodi before when I was naive. Imagine dragging my suitcase in Oshodi when Oshodi was Oshodi that time. I was robbed in broad daylight. And since then I just realized that you got to open your eye on some places, act like the Agbero when you are within that place. The Star Plus thing really affected my marriage then. You get, because funds weren't coming in, there were bills to be paid, and that lasted for a while. And then you never know the truth.
Did you ever have to enter bus? At least, no matter how bad it was, did you always have a car in Ibadan?
Yeah, I always had a car. I remember one of those times that Star Wars will have a show in Abuja. Before I separated from them, I would start driving from either Ibadan to Abuja. Yeah? Sometimes I didn't even have fuel money. I'll carry some people along, disguise myself. Right. There was a time I had a very good watch. Yeah, fuel finished in my car. I was looking for where to sell it when I got to Ife and fuel finished in my car. But a lot of people won't know this because I keep my stuff private and I'm just true to myself.
So you went through a lot.
Damn. So there's this narrative that's been going around like.
So as a Style Plus member,
As
you
a
did
Style
not
Plus-
have
Petrol in my car.
Wow.
So now there's
That's wild.
So there's this narrative that has been flying up and down, and Zyl mentioned it at that last meeting as well. That, don't you know what this guy did to me? When he left us, that they suffered, no shows and stuff like that in my mind. We weren't having shows before this whole thing happened, and you guys pushed me out. You kept saying, okay, now because you're having shows, you're making money, I want back. Before you guys started making any money from any show, I said, guys, forget this thing, let us come back together. Because my plan wasn't to go solo.
Hey.
So I think they haven't been nice to me. There have been times I've fought people on their behalf that they wouldn't even know. There was a day I was called that Shippy had an accident with somebody. They hit each other in Abuja. It was a minor thing. I saw that it was actually Shippy's fault. So I'm going to support my guy, as in, you know what I did? I called the guy aside that was aggrieved. I said, guy, see, how much I go give you? We could just enter your car, they go. Not tell anybody waiting I tell you. You know. He said his panebita will just fix for 4,005. I just counted the 4,005 query and gave it to this guy. And the guy entered the car and just drove away. Shifi would not know that I did that for him. There was a day Zeal was smoking behind the stage in what do you call it? Rhythm Unplugged, Fantasyland. And this camera guy was filming him. Okay? And he didn't like it because he didn't want that to be out.
Understandably.
Yeah. And the camera guy was pointing at Zeal and fighting him. Yeah? Guess what? I bought the fight. Regardless of the backlash from the media, because you don't joke with media personalities.
Yeah.
They don't like you, you are finished.
That's the end.
You get? I actually backed him up on that matter. So I've shown love to them, but they just want to exclude me from our legacy, and which is nothing I would accept.
Final question. Are you married now?
Okay, so yes, I'm married.
How long for?
I'm not going to be discussing that. Yeah, I'm not going to be discussing. Maybe
do you want to shout out to her, your new wife?
Well, if everybody has, they've noticed that on my Instagram, I did not put my family stuff online. Yeah, it's because I don't want the media, putting some spotlight on their lives, because they have the rights to their privacy and all that. So, shout out to you. Nothing but love for you.
Nothing but love. If you had one thing to say, because Shifi and Zeal are going to watch this interview, what do you have to say to them?
Well, it would have been really good if you guys listened to me. I haven't said all this just because of the love I have for you guys and the fans. However, you guys have taken me for a fool, and I see that you are trying to exclude me from our legacy that we own jointly. So the fans need to know. And no hard feelings. I still love you guys. And if you have something otherwise to say from what I've narrated here, feel free and tell the whole world how it is. But one love. Peace out. Mwah! No homo.
All right, guys. Tunde Styl Plus has been with us for the last couple of hours. It's been so wonderful. Want to hear from the other side, of course. But do you have a new project out there?
Oh, yes. So I've been releasing songs. So this year alone, before June, I released a new song every Friday. So between January and June, I did up to, let's say, 15 to 20 singles out there. I just didn't care if people were listening or not. I was just doing it because I didn't want the vibe to die. I didn't want the inspiration to dry out, to
go away.
So I kept doing that, but I met other people and said, that's not the best thing to do. Do a song and promote it. So about a month ago, I released the song that caused the breakup. Yeah, that was initially released 2012, called In Your Eyes. I released it again as a piano song, and it's called In Your Eyes again. That's the most recent song. I have loads of other songs.
How can people stream your music?
Anywhere on the platforms that they prefer, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere, just name it. YouTube, and just look for Tunde Styl Plus without the E. You're going to get on my profile and you'll be able to stream it.
All right, bro. Nice hanging out with you.
Oh my God. Same here, bro. Same here.
Woo!